students, now after P block elements we will discuss D and F block element. First we will discuss D block element, that is transition element. D block elements are placed in between S block elements and P block elements in the long form of the periodic table. Transition elements are placed in between group 2 and group 13. S block elements are electropositive elements, P block elements are electronegative elements. The properties of D block elements are intermediate between S block elements, which are electropositive elements, and those of P block elements, which are electronegative elements. These elements are also called as bridging elements. And why these elements are called as D block element? Because last electron in these elements enters into D orbitals. और d orbitals कहाँ पर present होते हैं? D orbitals are present in the penultimate shell of an atom. And why these are called as transition elements? Because these elements show very gradual change in their properties when we move left to right in 3D transition series, in 4D transition series, in 5D transition series and 6D transition series. I mean to say there are 4 transition series in the D block of elements. Transition elements in their atomic form or in their ionic form have partly filled d orbitals. Means they have 1 to 9 electrons in their penultimate shell. For example, these are the elements of 3D transition series. This is the electronic configuration of scandium. Scandium has partly filled d subshell in their penultimate shell. This is outermost shell. Value of principal quantum number is 4. एंड दिस इज पेनल्टीमेट शेल. तो ये जो 3D और 4S सबशेल मैंने लिखे हैं ये पोजीशन वाइज लिखे हैं, ये मैंने एनर्जी वाइज नहीं लिखे हैं, ठीक है. तो इस चीज को लेके कंफ्यूज मत होना. नाउ फॉर टाइटेनियम आई एम टेकिंग जस्ट आउटर मोस्ट शेल एंड पेनल्टीमेट D सबशेल. So in the 3D subshell there are 2 electrodes partly filled. Similarly for vanadium D subshell is partly filled. For chromium यहाँ पर 3D 5 आएगा because half filled orbitals have extra stability. For manganese 3d5 4s2, for iron 3d6 4s2. These are the electronic configuration of these elements. For copper d orbital completely filled because completely filled d orbital has extra stability. In the case of zinc d subshell is not partly filled. Zinc is not considered as a transition element. और जिंक वाले ग्रुप के अंदर दैट इज ग्रुप 12, these are not considered as transition elements because they do not have partly filled d subshell. और भी प्रॉपर्टीज हैं इनकी जो ट्रांजिशन मेटल से मिलती जुलती नहीं है. They don't form colored ions. They are diamagnetic in nature and number 3 they are soft and having low melting point. जो बाकी ट्रांजिशन मेटल्स हैं उनका मेल्टिंग पॉइंट बहुत हाई होता है and they are very hard. This is the general electronic configuration of D block elements. This is 3D series of transition elements and we just discussed electronic configuration of these elements. This is 4D transition series. It starts from yttrium, atomic number 39, and the last element of 4D transition series is cadmium, atomic number is 48. और ये मैंने इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिगरेशन लिखा है outermost shell and penultimate D subshell. Number of elements have abnormal electronic configuration. In the 3D transition series, only chromium and copper have abnormal electronic configuration. In the case of technetium, D subshell is not half filled. So number of elements have abnormal electronic configuration. This is due to nuclear electron and electron-electron forces, which plays a significant role in determination of electronic configuration. 5D transition series, tungsten have abnormal electronic configuration and platinum has electronic configuration. In the case of gold, ठीक है, d orbital is completely filled, वो extra stability gain कर रहा है. 5D series starts from lanthanum, atomic number is 57. The next element of this series is hafnium, atomic number is 72. तो जो 14 elements हैं lanthanum और hafnium के बीच में, these elements are placed in the F block of the long form of the periodic table. 6D transition series starts from actinium, atomic number is 89, and next element जिसका atomic number 104 है. The elements present in between these two elements are placed in the F block elements. So these 14 elements called as lanthanoids. और 6D transition series के अंदर the 14 elements present between actinium and this element called as actinoids. So why these elements in between lanthanum and hafnium are placed in F block? In the case of lanthanum, electron is entering into the 5d subshell. तो जैसे ही एक इलेक्ट्रॉन 5d सबशेल में जाता है उसके बाद 4f orbital becomes more stable. तो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स स्टार्ट्स टू एंटर इनटू 4f orbitals. f सबशेल है 7 ऑर्बिटल और एक ऑर्बिटल में 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन जा सकते हैं. तो f सबशेल में कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जाएंगे? 14. तो लैंथेनॉइड्स में कितने एलिमेंट्स होंगे? 14 एलिमेंट. आफ्टर फिलिंग ऑफ 14 electrons in 7 orbitals of F subshell, entry into 5d orbitals is resumed only at hafnium. And the 14 elements, lanthanum के बाद आता है cerium. तो cerium to lutetium. These 14 elements are called as lanthanoids. Lanthanoids and actinoids we will discuss later in F block elements. All the properties of the transition metals are due to partly filled d orbitals. Number 1, they form colored ions. Number 2, they are paramagnetic in nature. Number 3, they show variable oxidation states. And number 4, they are hard and having high melting point and boiling point. Now we will discuss general trends in the properties of transition elements. देखिए ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट्स के अंदर लाइक नॉर्मल एलिमेंट्स लाइक एस ब्लॉक एंड पी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स एज वी मूव टॉप टू बॉटम इन अ ग्रुप elements have same properties. The outermost electronic configuration is same, their valency is same, their formula of oxide is same, their formula of halide is same. Transition elements के अंदर भी ऐसा ही है. This is group 3 of transition element, scandium, yttrium and lanthanum. So there is a similarity in electronic configuration. This is group 4, titanium, zirconium and hafnium. The electrons in the outermost shell are same and electrons in the penultimate shell are also same. But there is a unique feature in transition elements. Vertical group similarities तो दिखाते ही दिखाते हैं. These elements show horizontal similarities in their properties. तो अभी हमने 3D सीरीज, 4D सीरीज और 5D सीरीज का इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कन्फिग्रेशन डिस्कस किया था. तो as we move left to right in a transition series, the number of electrons in the outermost shell remains same. तो in the 3D series एक chromium को छोड़ दीजिए, एक copper को छोड़ दीजिए. In all these elements there are 2 electrons in the outermost shell. When we move left to right in a transition series, electron is not entering into the outermost shell. Normal elements के अंदर in the S block and P block element, last electron enters into the outermost shell. But in the case of transition elements, last electron enters into the penultimate shell. Outermost electron का जो number है वो same रहता है. और जो chemical properties हैं that depends on the number of electrons in the outermost shell. तो जब outermost shell के अंदर electron same होगा तो properties भी almost same होंगी. Means the variation in the properties of these elements when we move left to right in a period is very small. Now first we will discuss atomic radii. These are the values of atomic radii in picometer of 3D transition series elements. Okay, as we move from scandium to manganese, atomic radii decreases. But as we move manganese to copper, the radii almost same. The radii of these elements is almost same. What is the reason behind this? As we move from scandium to manganese, one proton is added in the nucleus and one electron is added into the penultimate shell, that is D subshell, 3D subshell. तो जैसे जैसे प्रोटॉन ऐड होगा न्यूक्लियस के अंदर, इफेक्टिव न्यूक्लियर चार्ज ऑन आउटरमोस्ट शेल विल इंक्रीज. तो न्यूक्लियस आउटरमोस्ट शेल को अपनी तरफ स्ट्रांगली अट्रैक्ट करेगा एंड एटॉमिक रेडियाई विल डिक्रीज. As we move from manganese to copper, shielding effect also increases due to addition of more and more electrons in penultimate shell, which prevent inward pull of outermost shell electron towards nucleus. तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Two forces are acting together. एक tug of war है. जो शील्डिंग इफेक्ट है वो आउटरमोस्ट शेल इलेक्ट्रॉन को बाहर की तरफ फेंक रहा है और जो न्यूक्लियर चार्ज है वो आउटरमोस्ट शेल इलेक्ट्रॉन को अपनी तरफ खींच रहे हैं. बोथ द फैक्टर्स आर पार्टिसिपेटिंग साइमल्टेनियसली इन अपोजिट डायरेक्शन. तो दोनों फैक्टर एक दूसरे को नलिफाई कर देते हैं. ऑलमोस्ट देयर इज नो चेंज इन एटॉमिक रेडियाई एज वी मूव फ्रॉम मैंगनीज टू कॉपर. But in the last elements, there is a variation in the atomic radii. This is due to electron-electron repulsion. क्योंकि लास्ट तक जो d ऑर्बिटल्स हैं वो कंप्लीटली फिल हो गए हैं, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन इलेक्ट्रॉन रिपल्शन की वजह से जो इलेक्ट्रॉन क्लाउड है वो थोड़ा सा एक्सपेंड हो जाता है एंड एटॉमिक रेडियाई इंक्रीजेस. And same type of behavior is found in 4D and 5D transition series also. देखिए, scandium, yttrium and lanthanum, as we move from top to bottom in a group, atomic radii is increasing. It is okay. It is normal behavior. As we move from top to bottom, each time one energy shell is added, atomic radii increases. Now next, when we move from titanium to hafnium in the next group, the atomic radii of 4D and 5D transition series elements is almost same. देखिए, one energy shell is added और atomic radii slightly decrease ही हो रहा है. तो what is the reason behind this? अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने आपको बताया था लैंथेनम और हाफनियम के बीच में 14 f ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स हैं. f ऑर्बिटल्स के जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का शील्डिंग इफेक्ट है दैट इज वेरी पुअर. तो जब उनका स्क्रीनिंग इफेक्ट पुअर है तो इफेक्टिव न्यूक्लियर चार्ज वाला फैक्टर डोमिनेट करेगा. न्यूक्लियस आउटरमोस्ट शेल इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को अपनी तरफ ज्यादा स्ट्रांगली अट्रैक्ट करेगा and there is a decrease in atomic radii. This is also called as lanthanoid contraction. So due to lanthanoid contraction, the atomic radii of 4D and 5D transition series are almost same. And lanthanoid contraction we will discuss in F block elements. Now next is ionization enthalpies. Can you define ionization enthalpy? Ionization enthalpy is defined as the amount of energy required to remove loosely bound electron from the isolated gaseous atom. First ionization enthalpy when loosely bound electron is removed from the isolated gaseous atom. Second ionization enthalpy when electron is removed from positively charged cation. And third ionization enthalpy when third electron is removed from the bipositive cation. And third ionization energy is more than second, second is more than first one. Ionization enthalpy also can be defined as amount of energy required to raise a metal atom to a particular oxidation state. तो अगर हमें मेटल एटम को +3 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट तक पहुंचाना है, this much amount of energy will be needed. And the value of ionization enthalpy of transition elements is in between those of s block elements and p block elements. Variation in atomic radii, अभी हमने देखा it is very irregular. तो variation in ionization enthalpy also will be very irregular. These are the data of first ionization enthalpy of 3D transition series. So as we go left to right in a period, effective nuclear charge increases, ionization enthalpy should increase. So as we move from scandium to titanium, ionization enthalpy is increasing, regular behavior. There is a very slightly change in the ionization enthalpy of chromium. तो क्रोमियम की जितनी आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी होनी चाहिए थी वो उससे कम है. What is the electronic configuration of chromium? After removing one electron, chromium acquires half-filled stable configuration. So first ionization and enthalpy of chromium is lesser than expected value. High value of first ionization enthalpy in comparison of other element because electron is removed from the stable configuration. That is 3d10 4s2 configuration, stable configuration है. हम उससे इलेक्ट्रॉन निकालेंगे तो हमें हाई अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी देनी पड़ेगी. और बच्चों जैसे आप देख सकते हो there is an irregular trend in the ionization enthalpy. What is the reason behind this? Removal of electron changes the relative energies of 4s and 3d orbitals. Then there will be reorganization of energy accompanying ionization. एक और पॉइंट बच्चों, in the case of transition element, the difference in ionization enthalpy in between two successive elements is smaller than normal elements. This is due to the screening effect of d orbital electrons. तो इसका इफेक्ट हमने एटॉमिक रेडियस की वैल्यूज में भी देखा था, इसका इफेक्ट हमें आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी में भी दिखाई दे रहा है. सेकेंड आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी ऑफ क्रोमियम एंड कॉपर आर वेरी हाई because after removing one electron, chromium का configuration क्या हो जाएगा 3d5, half filled stability. तो stable configuration से इलेक्ट्रॉन निकालने के लिए हमें ज्यादा एनर्जी देनी पड़ेगी. Similarly in the case of copper, एक इलेक्ट्रॉन निकालने के बाद configuration क्या है 3d10 configuration, that is a stable configuration. The first ionization enthalpy of 5d transition series elements is higher than 4d and 3d transition elements. In between lanthanum and hafnium, the electrons are added into the 4f subshell orbitals. and because of the poor shielding effect of f orbitals, effective nuclear charge factor dominates. And there is a greater decrease in atomic size, और atomic size कम होगा तो ionization enthalpy ज़्यादा होगी. Therefore, first ionization enthalpy of 5D transition element is higher than 3D and 4D transition series elements. The first ionization enthalpy of these elements, zinc, cadmium and mercury, is higher because they have fully filled stable configuration. They have fully filled d orbitals. Third ionization enthalpy of manganese is very high. What is the electronic configuration of manganese? थर्ड आयनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी में कहां से जाएगा? 3d5 से जाएगा. d5 means half filled orbital, means has extra stability, so we have to supply more energy. If we compare third ionization enthalpy in iron, it will be very small. What is the electronic configuration of iron? After removing third electron, element will acquire a stable half filled d orbital configuration. Ionization enthalpy data are also used to predict the thermodynamic stability of particular oxidation state of a transition metal. The metal in its lower ionization enthalpy value is expected to have greater stability. For example, the sum of first two ionization enthalpies of nickel and platinum are, निकल से निकल 2+ में जाने के लिए उसको इतनी एनर्जी चाहिए, और प्लेटिनम को प्लेटिनम से प्लेटिनम 2+ में जाने के लिए इतनी एनर्जी चाहिए. दिस वैल्यू इज लेसर फॉर निकल. तो निकल कंपाउंड्स इन +2 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट आर मोर स्टेबल देन द कंपाउंड्स ऑफ प्लेटिनम इन +2 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट. Nickel chloride is more stable than platinum chloride. But in 4 oxidation state, reverse is true. The compounds of platinum in 4 oxidation state are more stable. In this coordination complex, the oxidation state of platinum is 4 and it is quite stable. But the compound of nickel in 4 oxidation state is not known. In solution, the stability of particular oxidation state depends upon the electrode potential value. And electrode potential value depends upon sublimation energy, ionization enthalpy and hydration energy. More negative is the value of electrode potential, more readily that particular oxidation state can be achieved, means more stable will be that particular oxidation state. These are electrode potential values for M2 plus M. These are the electrode potential values for +2 oxidation state for 3D transition series. और बच्चों आप देख सकते हो there is an irregular trend. This irregular trend is due to the irregular values of first ionization enthalpy and second ionization enthalpy and irregular values of sublimation enthalpies also. Electrode potential value of copper is positive. जितने भी elements हैं केवल copper के लिए ही electrode potential value positive है, because high enthalpy of sublimation or atomization and very low enthalpy of hydration. And because of this positive value, copper doesn't liberate hydrogen gas on reacting with acids. And other elements have negative value of electrode potential and release hydrogen gas on reacting with acids. Other metals reacts with acid and liberate hydrogen gas. The value of electrode potential for manganese, nickel is more negative than expected value. In the case of manganese, in +2 oxidation state, manganese acquires D5 stable configuration. The electrode potential value for zinc is also more negative than expected because of the stability of fully filled D10 configuration. But in the case of nickel, electrode potential value is more negative than expected because of the high negative enthalpy of hydration. As we move left to right, the value of electrode potential becomes less negative. This is due to the increase in the sum of first ionization enthalpy and second ionization enthalpy of elements. देखिए, the electrode potential value केवल कॉपर को छोड़कर सभी की नेगेटिव है. It means these elements behave as good reducing agents, but their reducing behavior is less in comparison of S block elements. और ये difference क्यों है? High enthalpy of sublimation, high enthalpy of ionization, poor enthalpy of hydration of their ions. Therefore, transition elements are less reactive than S block element. These are the values of electrode potential values for +3 oxidation state. Value for scandium is more negative, means for scandium +3 oxidation state is very stable, because in +3 oxidation state scandium acquires noble gas configuration. Electrode potential value in +3 oxidation state for zinc, it is very high, means we have to remove electron from stable D10 configuration. So +3 oxidation for zinc is not possible. Electrode potential value for manganese is high than expected value, because for +3 oxidation state electron has to be removed from D5 configuration, half filled stable configuration. For iron, the value is less positive than expected, because in +3 oxidation state iron has D5 configuration, stable configuration. तो आयरन 2 से 3 में इजीली चला जाता है. For vanadium, value is less negative than expected value, because vanadium 2 plus has half filled T2G configuration, that is stable configuration. तो V2 plus है वो V3 plus में readily नहीं जाएगा. The electrode potential values for manganese and cobalt for this redox couple shows that manganese and cobalt in their +3 oxidation state act as a strong oxidizing agent in aqueous solution, and titanium, vanadium and chromium in +2 oxidation state acts as a strongest reducing agent in aqueous solution and can liberate hydrogen gas on reacting with acid. Oxidation state oxidizes from +2 +3 and Cr2 plus in aqueous solution will act as a strong reducing agent. It reduces the oxidation state of hydrogen from +1 to 0. Now we will discuss metallic character of transition elements. All the transition elements are metallic in nature. Metals की क्या क्या properties होती हैं? They are malleable, they are ductile, they are good conductor of heat and electricity, they are hard and having high melting point and boiling point. And these properties can be explained on the basis of metallic bond. Metallic bond क्या होता है? Electrostatic force of attraction between lattice of metal ions and sea of electrons. This is the lattice of positively charged metal ions. These are called as kernels, and these kernels are embedded in the sea of electrons. These electrons are mobile in nature. There is an electrostatic force between positively charged kernels and mobile electrons. Metallic bond is non-directional. Therefore, metals are malleable and ductile. And due to the presence of these mobile electrons, metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. All transition metals have 1 or 2 electrons in their outermost shell, and these metals give up these electrons in the sea of electrons, like S block metals. So S block metals are very soft metals. तो ट्रांजिशन मेटल्स को भी एस ब्लॉक मेटल्स की तरह सॉफ्ट मेटल्स होना चाहिए था, लेकिन ट्रांजिशन मेटल्स आर वेरी हार्ड. देन व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड दिस? These metals have partly filled d orbitals. d overlapping takes place. For example, this is 3d electronic configuration of two vanadium atoms. d overlapping takes place like this. Orbitals having electrons of opposite spin overlap and form covalent bond. As the number of unpaired electrons increases, d overlapping increases. Covalent bonding reaches to maximum. And as we move from manganese to zinc, number of unpaired electrons in d orbitals decreases. So d overlapping will decrease. This type of overlapping increases up to chromium and manganese. Chromium, molybdenum and tungsten. Chromium in 3d series, molybdenum in 4d series and tungsten in 5d series. These elements have highest melting point in their respective periods. And as we move from chromium to zinc, number of unpaired electrons in d orbitals decreases. d overlapping decreases. Melting point decreases. In zinc, there is no unpaired electron in the d orbitals. Therefore, zinc, cadmium and mercury, these elements have low melting point and are not very hard. In these metals, only metallic bond is present. There is no covalent bonding. There is no d overlapping. But there is one exception also. Manganese has 5 unpaired electrons in d orbitals, but the melting point of manganese is low. Manganese, technetium and rhenium, they have low melting point than expected value. This is due to the complex structure. They have half-filled stable configuration and metallic bond is much weaker than expected. Now we will discuss enthalpy of atomization. What is enthalpy of atomization? This is the enthalpy change involved in breaking the metallic lattice of crystalline metal into atoms. Enthalpy of atomization depends upon the strength of metallic bond, and a strength of metallic bond depends upon the number of unpaired electrons in d orbital, जो अभी हमने melting point में discuss किया था. These are the data of enthalpy of atomization of 3D transition elements. The enthalpy of atomization of zinc is lowest because in the case of zinc there is no unpaired electrons in d orbitals. There is no dd overlapping and atomic radius of zinc is large. Large atomic radius makes the lattice less closely packed. Therefore, enthalpy of atomization of zinc is lowest. But in other elements, because of strong interatomic interaction and strong bonding in between the atoms, which is due to the presence of large number of unpaired electrons in d orbitals. As the number of unpaired electrons in d orbitals increases, enthalpy of atomization increases. In the case of manganese, the enthalpy of atomization is less than expected value because of its stable configuration and metallic bond is much weaker. The high enthalpy of atomization for transition elements, it shows that a strong metallic bond is present in liquid state also. Now we will discuss density. As we move left to right, as we move scandium to zinc in 3D transition series, atomic radius decreases because nuclear charge increases, hence atomic volume decreases. And as we move from scandium to zinc, atomic mass increases, hence density increases. Because density is equal to mass over volume. Now we will discuss oxidation states of transition elements. Transition elements show variable oxidation states. Scandium, only one oxidation state, that is +3. तो कॉपर ही एक ऐसा ट्रांजिशन एलिमेंट है इन द 3D ट्रांजिशन सीरीज जो +1 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट दिखाता है. Zinc exhibit only one oxidation state, that is +2. Why these elements show variable oxidation states? Because these elements utilize electrons from the outermost shell and from the penultimate shell. Okay, this is the structure for scandium. So scandium uses electrons from the outermost shell, that is from the 4s orbital, and electrons from the 3d orbital, that is from the penultimate shell. The common oxidation state is +2. केवल scandium ही ऐसा एलिमेंट है जिसकी ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट +2 नहीं है. As we move from scandium to manganese, tendency to show variable oxidation state increases. And as we move from manganese to zinc, tendency to show variable oxidation state decreases. Because after manganese, d orbitals के अंदर electrons की pairing start हो जाती है. It means availability of half-filled d orbitals decreases. Zinc has fully filled d orbital, therefore it can't show variable oxidation states. And scandium also doesn't show variable oxidation states. As we move down the group, the tendency to show +6 oxidation state increases. +6 oxidation state is more stable for molybdenum and tungsten. In potassium dichromate, the oxidation state of chromium is +6. It acts as a strong oxidizing agent. मतलब अपनी oxidation state को reduce करना चाहता है. As we move top to bottom in this group, iron, ruthenium and osmium. For iron, +2 and +3 oxidation states are stable. But for these elements, +4, +6 and +8, these oxidation states are stable. Osmium is the only element in the transition elements which show +8 oxidation state. अब बच्चों ये वाला जो behavior है, as we move down the group, the stability of higher oxidation state increases. It is totally reversed from the p block elements. p block elements के अंदर as we move top to bottom in the group, due to inert pair effect, the stability of higher oxidation state decreases, but the stability of lower oxidation state increases. Transition elements में इसका उल्टा है. The tendency of transition metal to show higher oxidation state also depends upon the nature of other element with which it combines. For example, Most of the transition elements show their higher oxidation states when they combine with oxygen or fluorine, highly electronegative elements. अब देखिए सेम एग्जांपल, क्रोमियम अपनी हाईएस्ट ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट किस में दिखा रहा है? इन डाइक्रोमेट आयन, when chromium is bonded with oxygen atom. Similarly in potassium permanganate, the oxidation state of manganese is +7 when manganese is bonded with oxygen, highly electronegative element. तो ये जो electronegative elements हैं, fluorine and oxygen, these oxidizes transition metals to their highest oxidation state. The stability of a particular oxidation state also depends upon the nature of solvent. आपने लैब में देखा होगा, if we dissolve ferrous sulfate in water, after some time light green color of ferrous sulfate solution changes to brown color due to the formation of ferric ion. Fe3 plus ion are more stable in water than Fe2 plus, than ferrous. Similarly, copper 1 salts are unstable in water. Copper 1 compounds undergo disproportionation in water. What is the reason behind this? Because the enthalpy of hydration for cupric ion is more than cuprous ion. जो hydration energy release होती है, that is sufficient to oxidize cuprous to cupric. The compounds formed by transition metals in lower oxidation states are ionic in nature, and the compounds formed in higher oxidation states are covalent in nature. For example, in potassium permanganate and in potassium dichromate, the bond between manganese and oxygen are covalent bond. Similarly, in the bond between chromium and oxygen are covalent bond. Now, higher oxidation states can't be achieved by losing of electrons. Lower oxidation states can be achieved by losing of electrons, therefore ionic bond will form. But higher oxidation state 6 or 7 electrons lose करना next impossible. Higher oxidation states can be achieved only by shading. Transition metals also can show lower oxidation states. तो copper का भी आपको example दिया था. Copper can show +1 oxidation state in cuprous chloride, in cuprous oxide. In metal carbonyls, the oxidation state of metal, that is transition metal, is 0. For example, this is nickel tetracarbonyl. The oxidation state of nickel is 0. The carbonyls are stable due to back bonding. That we will do in next unit, that is coordination complexes. अच्छा बच्चों, आपने एक बात नोटिस की, एक ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट से जब हम दूसरी ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट पर जा रहे हैं, देयर इज ओनली अ डिफरेंस ऑफ यूनिटी, ठीक है. बट इन द केस ऑफ पी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट जैसे लेड है, +2 एंड +4, 2 का डिफरेंस है. प्लम्बस प्लम्बिक, स्टेनस स्टेनिक. Similarly, phosphorus shows 2 oxidation states, +3, +5. The stability of particular oxidation state can be compared with the electrode potential value. Lesser is the value of electrode potential for this couple, more will be the stability of that particular oxidation state. तो देखिए कि दो values हमें given है. This is lesser. It means cupric ion is more stable in water than cuprous ion. These are the halides of transition metals from titanium to iron. In the case of vanadium +5, highest oxidation state is possible only fluoride. Similarly, in the case of chromium, highest oxidation state +6 is possible with fluorine only. But in the case of manganese, highest oxidation state is not possible in fluoride. It is possible in this compound. In the case of cobalt, halide in +4 oxidation state is not known, and in +3 oxidation state only cobalt fluoride is known. In the case of nickel, nickel dihalide, fluorine to iodine, all are possible. In copper, in +2 oxidation state, these two halides are possible, and in +1 oxidation state, these halides are possible. In the case of zinc, only one oxidation state is possible, that is +2. All halides are possible. In the lower oxidation state, fluorides are unstable. The higher oxidation state of these transition elements are stable in the case of fluorides. Fluorine is highly electronegative. Second, higher lattice energy in metal fluorides. Third is higher bond enthalpies. For example, in vanadium pentafluoride, chromium hexafluoride, bond enthalpies are very high. In the case of cobalt trifluoride, lattice enthalpy is very high. Vanadium pentafluoride, only fluoride which is stable in +5 oxidation state. Cupric iodide is unstable because cupric ion oxidizes iodide to iodine. These are the oxides of 3D transition metals. The highest oxidation state in oxide of scandium plus 3 and group number is also 3. In the case of titanium, highest oxidation state in oxide plus 4, group number 4. Similarly in manganese, highest oxidation state plus 7 and group number is 7. Beyond this trend is not noticed. Oxygen has greater capacity to stabilize higher oxidation state than fluorine. In the case of manganese, when it forms halide, that is manganese tetrafluoride, the highest oxidation state observed is just plus 4. But जब मैग्नीज ऑक्साइड बना रहा है तो हाईएस्ट ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट ऑब्जर्व्ड इज +7. तो ऑक्सीजन की कैपेसिटी ज्यादा है हाईएस्ट ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट दिखाने की इन कंपैरिजन ऑफ फ्लोरीन. दिस इज ड्यू टू द एबिलिटी ऑफ ऑक्सीजन टू फॉर्म मल्टीपल बॉन्ड. But in fluorides, multiple bonding is not possible. For example, in Mn2O7, each manganese is sp3 hybridized and manganese is surrounded by 4 oxygen atoms. Due to formation of this multiple bond, oxygen can stabilize +7 oxidation state. Transition metals have unpaired electrons in n-1d orbitals. कहाँ प्रेजेंट होते हैं ये? पेनल्टीमेट शेल के अंदर. Therefore, their compounds are expected to be paramagnetic. Means when they are placed in magnetic field, they are attracted towards the magnetic field. And as the number of unpaired electrons in d orbitals increases, paramagnetic behavior increases. It means when we move from scandium to manganese, number of unpaired electrons in d orbitals increases, paramagnetic behavior increases. And beyond manganese, when we move from manganese to zinc, number of unpaired electrons in d orbitals decreases, paramagnetic behavior decreases. And zinc is diamagnetic in nature because there is no unpaired electron in d orbitals. And the substances which are strongly attracted by the magnetic field are called as ferromagnetic substances. For example, chromium oxide is a ferromagnetic substance and is used to make magnetic tapes. Paramagnetic character ज़्यादा है या कम है? We can determine by the magnetic moment. And magnetic moment is calculated by this spin-only formula. For magneton is the unit of magnetic moment and n is the number of unpaired electrons. Magnetic moment is calculated by the spin-only formula. Now, what is the meaning of this spin-only formula? Magnetic moment is due to two factors. Number one is orbital motion of the electron and number two is due to the spin motion of an electron. तो हम यहाँ d orbitals के unpaired electrons की बात कर रहे हैं. We will consider only spin motion. Spin contribution is much important in these cases. These are the values of magnetic moment. No unpaired electron, value will be 0. For two unpaired electron, जो अभी मैंने आपको फार्मूला बताया उसमें n की वैल्यू पुट करेंगे and we will calculate it. Now formation of colored ions. Most of the transition metal compounds are colored both in the solid state and in aqueous solution. Ferrous ion light green in color, cupric ion blue in color, manganese ion light pink in color, nickel ion green in color. तो जितने भी मैंने अभी examples आपको दिए हैं, in these cases d orbitals are incompletely filled, and if d orbitals are empty or completely filled, then the ions will be colorless. Scandium 3 plus d orbitals are totally empty. Scandium 3 plus salts are colorless. Zinc salts d orbitals are fully filled. Zinc salts are white in color. Why the transition metal cations are colored? This can be explained by crystal field splitting. This is the crystal field splitting. ये देखिए, these are 5 d orbitals. These are degenerate orbitals. मतलब कि इनकी सबकी energy same है. When the ligand approaches to the central metal ion, degenerate orbitals splits into two sets of orbitals. ये two sets कौन कौन से हैं? T2G3 and EG2. T2G3 में कौन कौन आता है? DXY. These are T2G orbitals and these are EG orbitals. The difference in energy of these two sets of orbitals is very small. Suppose one unpaired electron is present in T2G orbitals. It absorbs electrons from the sunlight and this electron get excited to this higher energy level. This is called as DD transition. तो इलेक्ट्रॉन ने जो व्हाइट लाइट में से रेडिएशन एब्जॉर्ब कर लिए और वो Eg2 लेवल में चला गया. द रेस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ द रेडिएशन इज एमिटेड एंड द कंपाउंड अपीयर्स कलर. तो जो रेडिएशन उसने एब्जॉर्ब किए हैं उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री कलर हमारी आईज को दिखाई देगा. अगर कोई इलेक्ट्रॉन येलो पोर्शन ऑफ द विजिबल लाइट एब्जॉर्ब कर रहा है तो उसका कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री कलर दैट इज पर्पल वो हमारी आईज को दिखाई देगा. इन द केस ऑफ कॉपर 2+ आयन there is only one unpaired electron. It absorbs red light और इसका जो कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री कलर है ब्लू वो हमारी आईज को दिखाई देता है. स्कैंडियम 3+, d orbitals are empty, no dd transition. Scandium 3+ salts are white in color. Red color of ruby, ruby क्या है? Gemstone is due to the presence of chromium 3+ ions in aluminium oxide. Interstitial compounds are those compounds in which small atoms like hydrogen, carbon, boron, nitrogen are trapped inside the lattice. Inside the lattice where? In tetrahedral voids and octahedral voids. In these voids. These are the voids. These are non-stoichiometric. तो ये जो trapped small elements हैं, they do not form any type of bond with the metal atoms of the lattice. But these non-metals changes the physical characteristics of the transition metals. Their melting point and boiling point are higher than pure metals. Interstitial compounds are quite hard. स्टील के अंदर जो नॉन मेटल व्हाइट्स में ट्रैप हो जाता है वो क्या होता है? कार्बन. एंड यू नो स्टील कितना हार्ड है. बट देयर इज नो चेंज इन द कंडक्टिविटी. इंटरस्टिशियल कंपाउंड्स की जो कंडक्टिविटी है दैट इज लाइक मेटल्स एंड दे आर केमिकली इनर्ट. जैसे स्टील में रस्ट नहीं लगता, लेकिन अगर प्योर आयरन होता है उसके अंदर रस्ट बहुत जल्दी लग जाता है. What are alloys? Alloys are homogeneous mixture of two or more metals. And alloys also may contain known metals. जैसे मैंने अभी एग्जांपल दिया स्टील का. स्टील के अंदर कार्बन नॉन मेटल है जो प्रेजेंट होता है. Why transition metals form alloys? Because transition metals, as we move left to right in a period or as we move top to bottom in a group, atomic radii remains almost same. तो प्योर मेटल की जो लेटिस है कोई भी एटम किसी और मेटल से हम इजीली रिप्लेस कर सकते हैं. देयरफॉर ट्रांजिशन मेटल फॉर्म्स एलॉयज. फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे हमें क्रोम स्टील बनाना है तो आयरन मोल्टन फॉर्म के अंदर है तो उसमें कैलकुलेटेड अमाउंट में मोल्टन क्रोमियम डाल देंगे, एक होमोजीनियस मिक्सचर बन जाएगा. तो आयरन की लेटिस के अंदर atoms of iron will be replaced by the atoms of chromium. For example, bronze is an alloy of copper and tin, brass is an alloy of copper and zinc, gunmetal is an alloy of copper, tin and zinc, German silver is an alloy of copper, zinc and nickel. Now next is complex formation by transition metals. Transition metals form number of coordination complexes. What is a coordination complex? In the coordination complexes, central metal ion is linked to number of negatively charged anions or neutral molecules having lone pair of electrons. For example, potassium ferrocyanide, iron is in center and this is linked to 6 negatively charged anions. Similarly, in this coordination complex, copper is in the center and it is linked to 4 ammonia molecules. Cyanide and this ammonia, these are called as ligands. Ligands should have lone pair of electrons to donate in the empty orbitals of central atom and form coordinate bond. Therefore, these are called as coordination complexes. Why transition metals form coordination complexes? Number 1, because of the smaller size of central metal ion, that is transition metal ion. High ionic charge on central metal ion. And third, availability of vacant d orbitals. Or small size and high charge means transition metal ions have large charge over radius ratio. Now, catalytic properties of transition metals. In number of reactions, transition metals are used as catalysts. For example, in the contact process, vanadium pentaoxide is used as a catalyst. In the hydrogenation process, nickel powder is used as a catalyst. In the synthesis of ammonia, iron is used as a catalyst and molybdenum is used as a promoter. Now, question arises, why transition metals are used as a catalyst? Because of the presence of unpaired electrons in the partly filled d orbitals. And second point is transition metals have variable oxidation states. For example, in this reaction, first vanadium pentaoxide combines with sulfur dioxide. In this reaction, catalyst क्या करता है? Catalyst combines with one of the reactant, and vanadium changes its oxidation state. In this, the oxidation state of vanadium is +5, and here it is +4. +4 in divanadium tetraoxide. सल्फर ट्राइऑक्साइड फॉर्म हो गई, तो वेनेडियम टेट्राऑक्साइड ऑक्सीजन से रिएक्ट करेगा और अपनी ओरिजिनल +5 ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट में वापस आ जाएगा. थर्ड पॉइंट, ट्रांजिशन मेटल्स प्रोवाइड्स अ लार्ज सरफेस एरिया विद द फ्री वैलेंसीज on which the reactant molecules can get adsorbed. This is the surface of this nickel catalyst, and these are free valencies जो unsatisfied है. तो reactant molecules will get adsorbed. कार्बन की वैलेंसी तो 4 होती है. जैसे ये adsorb होगा, double bond will change into single bond. और nearby hydrogen molecule also will get adsorbed. हाइड्रोजन की वैलेंसी 1 होती है. जैसे ही वो एब्जॉर्ब होगा, ये बॉन्ड ब्रेक हो जाएगा, एंड न्यू बॉन्ड बिटवीन दिस कार्बन एंड हाइड्रोजन विल स्टार्ट टू फॉर्म एंड इथेन मॉलिक्यूल विल फॉर्म. तो बच्चों, दिस इज ऑल डन विद द जनरल ट्रेंड्स इन द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ ट्रांजिशन मेटल्स. द रेस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ दिस यूनिट वी विल डू इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो. तो मैंने ये वीडियो काफी मेहनत से बनाई है और एक एक पॉइंट को बहुत डिटेल में डिस्कस किया है, तो लाइक तो बनता है, एंड आई होप बच्चों इससे आपको बहुत फायदा होगा. तो मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में विद द रेस्ट ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ दिस यूनिट. तो बच्चों, स्माइल ऑलवेज, खुश रहिए और कामयाब हो जाइए. मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में.